All right, so episode 6 of She-Hulk Attorney at Law is available now on Disney Plus, and this will be my spoiler review. Yes, there's no non-spoiler review for this episode today, just because most people who click on a review for a specific episode have most likely already watched it. So that's your spoiler warning ahead of time. Uh, purely spoiler review. More of a breakdown, I guess you could say, but I'm also going to give my thoughts on the episode and just how I feel about the show so far. So yeah, before I get into that, I just wanted to mention I have a cold right now, so if I sound all stuffy and gross, it's because I am. So bear with me. Hopefully I can get through this review. I don't know how long I'm going to make this one, but if you watched my last episode, or not episode, my last video for See How They Run, that review, you'll know that I said the next one would be Don't Worry Darling, but I forgot about this episode, and also Andor is out now, so there's like a lot I need to review, but it'll be She-Hulk, then Don't Worry Darling, and then I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to do individual episode reviews for Andor, but we will see, just because the first 3 episodes are already out, so I don't know if I'm going to put that all in one video or just split it up into 3, but we shall see. As for this one, She-Hulk Attorney at Law, episode 6, which is titled Just Jen. Once again, this is your final warning. There is spoilers going forward, so if you have not watched this episode, or really any of these She-Hulk episodes so far, I would recommend you click off now. But yeah, let's get into it. This episode is a wedding episode, and there's a fun little fourth wall breaking moment with Jen where, because we only have like, what, 3 episodes left, maybe 2? Is it 8 or 9 episodes? I think it might be 9. I'm pretty sure it's 9. So we only have 3 episodes left at this point. And Jen kind of has a thing she says there where it's like, I know it feels inconvenient that you have a wedding episode so late into the season. But hey, that's how weddings are in real life. That, you know, that's not word for word how she said it, but I thought that was a kind of funny moment. And watching the Real Rejects reaction to it, they're like, okay, that makes it better for not having Daredevil in this episode, which I was expecting Daredevil to be in this episode, but I guess not. I don't know. Maybe next one. Who knows? We'll see. That'd be cool to see him in the next one, but if they wait until like episode 8, I'll be fine with that. But yeah, Jen's going to a wedding for her old friend Lulu, played by Patty Harrison, which I really, really liked in a movie called Together Together, which I believe came out last year with Ed Helms as well. And yeah, she's a funny actress. She's a great actress. I really like her. So it was cool to see her in this, even though she didn't have a huge role. So yeah, the effects on the She-Hulk are a lot better in this episode. Probably the best they've been since maybe the first, even maybe better than that. The only downside is you really don't see a whole lot of Jen in She-Hulk form in this episode. But that being said, the effects on the parts where she was looked very good, especially in the daylight shots. But let me see here. The last episode, they changed it to be like Titania or whatever. I forget exactly what the logo was, but they changed it to make it like based around Titania. And in this episode, we have the Just Jen Attorney at Law, which I like when they play with the logos and the intros like that. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, we meet Mr. Immortal, who faked his death because he didn't want to have a conversation with his wife about getting a divorce. So he goes to Mallory and Nikki, which loves seeing them work together, especially Nikki in this episode. Like, you don't really see a whole lot of these characters actually really doing their jobs other than like She-Hulk and Mallory in the last episode, but seeing Nikki actually do her job in this episode, like, oh my god, she's so good at her job, like figuring out who gets who and who gets compensated for what. So yeah, go Nikki. I this is probably the episode, maybe this one and the last one are the episodes where Nikki as a character actually started to grow on me. So before that, it was just like the kind of side best friend to She-Hulk that really just doesn't get a whole lot to do. But they're giving her more to do in these episodes, so I appreciate that. But yeah, Mallory and Nikki are kind of arguing with each other about how he should have handled the whole thing. And, you know, it's completely unethical what he did. But they're going back and forth, and then he's just like, all right, I'm just going to jump out the window. So he jumps out the window, lands on a security car, and it's just like, see you later. But yeah, later on we get the whole thing with like all his former exes, ex-wives, ex-husbands, whatnot. So that was kind of fun just to see kind of a lower stakes thing just going on at GLKH. I believe that's what it's called. And seeing more of Mallory as well. I really like the actress. For those of you who don't know, I believe she played Angelica in Hamilton. So very much like her. But yeah, just cool to see some kind of smaller stuff going on in the background with smaller characters and see how they just, the kind of normal quote unquote day that they have in their lives. So I appreciate that kind of stuff. Yeah, Titania ends up showing up to the wedding, and She-Hulk and Titania fight. And Titania is exposed for like who she really is. She has these messed up teeth, and like she has to wear veneers for them. Her eyes are all blackened after the fight, which honestly, She-Hulk barely even like landed any punches on her. That was mostly just her like slipping on ice and whatnot. So you just kind of see how, I don't want to be like rude about it, obviously, even though it's just makeup, but like you see kind of how she's a little disfigured, and I don't know, you can kind of see how she would be the way that she is, because the real her is not great. And especially for somebody like her, the way she thinks, she's probably like, that's probably a lot of suppressed negative energy that she just pushes down with makeup and veneers and all this kind of stuff. So you can tell that she has a very unhealthy brain for sure, just the way that she thinks and the way that she sees herself. There's a moment in there where she's talking to She-Hulk about like, oh, not everything's about you, Jenna. I'm just like, you are the last person to be telling anybody that. But yeah, cool to see kind of different sides of Titania there. And I do really like that actress, Jamila Jamil. Very much loved her on The Good Place. So yeah, it's good to see her in this show. Now, I don't know if she's going to be showing up again. I would hope so, because I feel like there's more to it. But who knows? We'll see. We still have to see Abomination. We still have to see Deadpool, or not Deadpool, Daredevil. We have to figure out who's behind the whole trying to get the She-Hulk blood thing. We saw that at the very end of this episode when she was kind of on a date with the dude at the wedding. And I'm pretty sure that guy is working with them, very much in a similar situation as, what was I just trying to think of? Oh, I was about to say that Todd guy. I think Todd is behind it all. I think people are like trying to, I don't know, they're trying to like get under her skin, metaphorically. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to figure out stuff about her, and like, I don't know, basically they're catfishing her at this point, like going on dates with her, just trying to like get more information about her, trying to get close to her. So yeah, I think Todd's behind it all. I think that his character is supposed to be like kind of a douchey Iron Man. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be like the main villain of this series, which is crazy because I think on the red carpet they actually talked about that a little bit, about what his character is. And so at this point, still not seeing it, it makes it kind of painfully obvious that's what the main thing of this show is going to be. So I mean, for the people that actually watch all the like red carpet stuff, as much details and just little snippets from the actors and the creators and whatnot, any information we can get, typically we, like Marvel fans like me, we try to get our hands on it as quickly as possible and just get all that information out there, or like into our brains. And so with stuff like that, there's a lot of things that kind of get spoiled and just kind of ruined for people, but I'm still going to enjoy it, hopefully, at least. I can't be 100% sure that I'm going to enjoy anything the show does at any point, because the last episode was just the worst, honestly, in my opinion. So, yeah, I don't know. I like this episode for the most part. I had fun with it. Low stakes episode for the most part, but there's some things that are little nuggets of information that that the show's dropping for people, and you gotta like, I don't think you have to pay attention too hard to things to kind of figure out some of what's going on, but I don't know, just little things to kind of give clues as to what might be going on. So, I mean, so far the show isn't horrible. By the way, no after credit scene, but if you already watched the episode, you already know that. But yeah, I don't know. this is not my favorite Marvel show. I would hate to say that it's my least favorite Marvel show so far, but at this point it kind of is. I don't know. Because, like, we have 3 episodes left. 9 episodes. I was like, oh my god, we're going to get so much cool content and see so many different things. And we really haven't so far. We're well over halfway through the season. And I just feel like this show hasn't done anything to make me feel like a lot of the other Marvel shows do. And a lot of the other movies and whatnot. Like, this is definitely the lowest stakes Marvel show of all of them so far. And I think that might change over the course of the next 3 episodes, but I'm not really holding my breath. So we'll really have to wait and see. Maybe the show will completely turn it around for me in the next 3 episodes. I haven't been hating it by any means. In fact, I think I would say I like this better than Moon Knight, which is crazy because I know a lot of people really like that show and are probably thinking I'm insane for not liking it that much, but that's just kind of how I am. But yeah, I think this one's like tied in last place with Moon Knight for me so far. So yeah, there is my review for episode 6 of She-Hulk. 3 episodes left. What did you think of the episode? I would love to know. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you in the middle? What do you think about the show so far? I mean, are you really enjoying it, or are you really hating it, or are you kind of in the middle like I am as well? I mean, it's not bad, but it's underwhelming and slightly disappointing at times for me. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. Leave a like on the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. I will see you tomorrow for my review for Don't Worry, Darling.